Thanks for listening to the Drafty Quarters Podcast Network. You're listening to DQP Does, our special Cyberpunk edition. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at DraftyQ. Check us out on YouTube, Drafty Quarters Podcast Network. Facebook is Drafty Quarters Productions. Like that page. Become a patron on Patreon under Drafty Quarters Productions. For just $1, you can keep supporting us and make sure that we can eat. Email us at draftyq@gmail.com with thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns. Thank you for listening.
Welcome back to DQP Does, the Drafty Quarters Podcast Network movie review show, where we masquerade in others' bodies and do weird shit and don't care and just laugh and eat whole trays of Belgian waffles with a trough of fucking syrup. With me this evening is my co-host, Russell.
I'm Russell.
And returning, it's Nathan.
Where did I go?
I don't know. Where'd you go?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I
Today,
was always here.
you were always here. In our hearts. Today, today we're going over Gamer.
Wait, I missed Total Recall?
Yeah, bro.
You don't remember?
I only made it to like one scene and then just kept rewinding.
You were in Running Man, though.
Who's running?
Arnold was.
Running, and
It was terrible.
So Gamer came out in 2009, is rated R, hour and 35 minutes. The cast includes Gerard Butler as Cable with a K. Not the right kind of Cable. He would have been a good Nathan Dayspring, though.
Who?
Cable with a C. Nathan Summers.
Summers.
Ascani's son.
Yeah.
He had like 16 different names.
Yeah.
I'm
on that page now.
Amber Valletta as Angie. Michael C. Hall as Ken Castle. All kinds of weird sort of Marvel names in this. Kira Sedgwick as Gina Parker Smith. I don't know why she's the only person that has 3 names. Logan Lerman as Simon. Allison Lohman as Trace. Terry Crews as Hackman. Ramsey Moore as George. I don't know who that is. I don't know if this is in... it's not in appearance order, I don't think. But that person, Ramsey Moore, doesn't even have a picture. Ludacris was Humans with a Z brother. Aaron Yu was Humans dude. What the fuck? Characters have no names. Jonathan Chase was Geek leader. Dan Callahan, backup geek. Bridget Fleming was Delia, their daughter. Johnny Whitworth was Scotch. Keith Jardine was in it. Mean Keith Jardine.
Who's that?
He's a MMA fighter.
Oh, okay.
He was the Mean Slayer in the first scene that had like the... I don't know what kind of gun that was. It was like a... It had the kind of tube over the rotating barrels like some Gatling guns do, but he was holding it like a minigun.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It was weird. So if you guys know what the fuck that was, go ahead and email us.
Yeah. At draftyq at gmail.com.
draftyq@gmail.com. The at is after the draftyq.
At draftyq at gmail.com.
Just email us.
Yeah, at.
No, don't say that at there.
Well, okay. At, as in AT, draftyq @ gmail.com.
There's going to be some weird emails going to places that don't exist. Michael Weston was a producer in the movie. Yep. What is he in?
Did you your own
No,
fact?
Nope.
That was kind of weird.
Oh, he was in Supernatural. He was one of the kids.
Oh, okay.
Joseph D. Reitman, also in Supernatural.
Yeah.
He's the vampire that turned Dean.
I also thought that the girl who talks to him was Ruby because she looks so much fucking like Ruby. Not Ruby number 1, Ruby number 2.
Allison Lohman.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does kind of a little bit. John DeLance, which I don't really recognize him. He kind of looks like Eddie Van Halen in this picture. He's the chief of staff. Milo Ventimiglia. Fuck, sorry, bud. Rick Rape was this guy. What's his character's name?
What?
He's the dude that's wearing the vinyl that very much has every
You said
time
you
he
didn't
moves.
like him.
Yeah, he's
He
the
played
guy
in that
who's
movie
Heroes.
Dirty Deeds, where he had to go around and do all the dirty deeds.
He was in Heroes, wasn't he?
He was also played the son of Rocky Balboa. He's got a really bad sideways face.
Yeah, that guy is weird. Like, he gives me, like, weird vibes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was in like the 5th Rocky movie where he played Rocky's son, or
Probably.
Rocky Balboa. That one.
Oh, yeah. Where Rocky, where he has the restaurant and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that one. Wait. That was the 6th one.
Wait.
Because the 5th one is the one where he fights the
Rocky Balboa was what it was called, because it's Rocky 1 through 5,
right.
and then Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think he kept saying that was
all
the
the
5th
Creed
one.
movies. Okay.
Anyway.
Is that when he got his face knocked sideways?
No, he's always been like that.
Oh.
Zoe Bell was Sandra.
He got stepped on by his mom.
John Leguizamo was Freak. Noel I'm sorry, bud. He's in tons of stuff as like a gangbanger, but in this movie, he's the upgrade guard.
And that's who the popular search engine was named after.
Googly.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, man. Like, please send a video of you saying your name.
Yeah.
At draftyq@gmail.com. See if that goes through. Who knows? There's a bunch of other people that are just like randomly in it. Keith David. That was the one of the ones that I was looking for.
Fucking love Keith David.
Oh, and Sam Witwer was in it, and he was the caseworker, and he's in a show that's sort of a knockoff of a spin-off of Supernatural.
Yeah. Cool. I want Keith David to just be the president in everything.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. That'd make me happy.
I'm continuing to go through this. Like, they're not the people and the characters they played aren't important, but I got to a part that I thought was particularly ridiculous in the movie where Simon, the kid that is controlling Cable, is getting like fan messages from chicks
for being a badass gamer.
And these two twins, their names were the Cum Dumpsters.
Holy shit.
And it's Cum Dumpster 1 and Cum Dumpster 2. One word with K's.
Huh.
Oh my god. Oh,
Interesting.
that's terrible.
Yeah. Do you have more cast list?
Oh, I mean, I
didn't feel like there were this many people in the movie.
There are. See, like, that's one of the weird things that I thought when I was watching the movie was that there were a ton of people in it. But let's do a quick, I mean, this is going to be the quickest fucking rundown of a movie yet.
Can you do it in 3 sentences? Challenge.
I might be able to do it in 2 sentences.
Oh, fuck.
It's Running Man in the perspective of video games instead of game shows.
Yeah, that's pretty
Is
good.
that one sentence?
It
That's a run on.
depends on how you like your grammar.
Yeah. But, okay, so a little bit longer than that. Dude kills somebody, ends up in prison. This guy makes a game. He makes 2 games. First one's basically Second Life, but you control a real person. Second one is Call of Duty, but you control a real person, and they are lifers, or they're on death row. And if you with them as your avatar win 30 times, they get to go free. And I don't know, like they make money on it somehow, I guess through the broadcasting
Ads.
Yeah. So
Simon pays to play as
he pays
Cable.
to play
He
as a
owns
person. That's what
Cable.
it was.
Slavery with extra steps.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's basically what the
sell it
movie.
on pay-per-view.
Yeah,
They do
that's
that
true
too. They make money every which way. So Gerard Butler's character Cable, he is a death row inmate, and he has won 27 times, where we pick up the story, and you get the idea that he shouldn't be in prison. But he's a badass, and the kid is a really good gamer, so he's kicking ass every time. And you end up finding out that Michael C. Hall is the one that created the games, and he's basically doing it to create a thing to where he can control the whole world with nanites, replacing everyone's brains, and just basically like puppeteer everything so he can have unlimited money and do whatever the fuck he wants. Because, I mean, he basically already does whatever the fuck he wants and has unlimited money, but he wants everything.
Yeah.
And
he's evil Elon Musk.
yeah.
Don't do
Anyway.
we don't know, Shane.
We don't know. Darkest reality. Darkest timeline.
Assume people are good till they give you a reason not to be.
No. Tired of that one not working out. So you find out eventually that Cable was one of the first 2 people to receive these nanites as part of a government program run by Michael C. Hall's character, and basically the litmus test to see if the shit worked was to get nanite recipient number 2, which was Cable, to kill Scotch, who was his best friend in the service, who was nanite recipient number 1. And he did, despite him struggling against it. So then they sent him to prison because he knew too much, and then the project got canceled, in air quotes, and all of a sudden it was a consumer product. So the movie ends with Cable getting out, going to these people who, like, Ludacris is like a hacker. He's basically fucking Ice-T's character from Johnny Mnemonic. And they help him get his wife, and then find out where his daughter is with Michael C. Hall. He goes to Michael C. Hall and saves his family and kills Michael C. Hall. Basically by being like, you can't not think about something that I tell you not to think about. And and that's the end of the movie. He drives away. Yeah. And then it's like game over at the end. That's it.
Yeah, and insert coins.
Yeah, insert coins.
I didn't see a slot pop up on the television for us to.
You should probably just like coins? Eat the coins until you choke on them and die before you ever watch this movie.
Well, now, okay, that's a bit extreme, I would say. Because if you don't watch this movie, you'll miss out on one of Michael C. Hall's only and best performances.
Did you not watch Dexter?
Yeah, but he's only been in like 4 things.
Yeah, which I don't understand, because he was actually...
I don't either.
Like, okay, Gerard Butler and Michael C. Hall were good in this movie. And something that I said while we were watching the movie, I feel like the people that were in the movie
Yeah.
watched the movie after it was done, and were probably looked at like the editor and the director and were like, fuck you. What the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
Because this movie has an okay story. It's not great. It's not original. It's okay.
Yeah.
The acting is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. I would
not really
say the acting's
terrible
really good.
acting in it.
No.
I mean, Gerard Butler's Gerard Butler, and he's awesome.
Yeah.
Ludacris is Ludacris, but in like basically the same way that Ice-T is Ice-T.
Yeah. Roll out.
Luda.
Michael C. Hall like just like fills in this like creepy ass fucked up villain role very well.
Oh yeah.
Keira Sedgwick. You know, I mean, everybody was okay or better, but the way it was directed and edited is like the most trash fucking vomit, seizure inducing bullshit I've ever seen in a actual theatrical release movie.
Yeah, until The Hobbit came out. But
that's different. That's completely different. Like, I hate that movie too, but for different reasons. But I mean, if you took Crank and then did Crank and then took LSD and watched Crank, it wouldn't be as bad as this movie. As far as the way it looks.
I love Crank.
I thought Crank was fun.
That's actually a really great way to explain this, I think, to someone who hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
Wait,
Good
time
job,
out.
Shane.
You guys didn't like the way this was shot?
No.
Yeah.
It was jarring.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was supposed to be, though. Like, I think it fit the story.
I get that. It just made it painful to watch.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I also think it was done like that on purpose. I needed dialed back some. Like, the part that bothers me the most is when they're on the train. Like, how dark it is with all the light coming through the holes.
Yeah.
Like, I literally, like,
But you've seen
thought I
other
was going to have a seizure, and I'm
there's-
not
there's-
epileptic.
other movies.
It's like a PTSD thing. That's what they're trying to throw out
Yeah.
there. Like, they're like, and not only that, but they are dealing with the realization that somebody else is controlling them. They have no way of deciding whether they live or die.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot going on there mentally.
There's a lot going on that they didn't really get into a whole lot. But they did get a whole lot into like smash cutting the shit and stuttering the shit out of every frame whenever anything was happening.
Yeah.
Like, if I've seen other things that did a similar style, but not cranked up to 32, you know, they had it at like 7, you know, and it worked. It did what you're saying. Like, and I understand and I agree with you. They were doing it on purpose, Nathan. Like, I get that. And I get what they were trying to do. They just did it way too much. Like, you can beat me over the head with a idea thematically through the cinematography without using a train to do it, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Because I've seen similar scenes with that dark train with the slats over the windows and stuff going through and like the light flickering and shit. I've seen other scenes like that would give you a similar feel that didn't make me want to throw up.
Right. You need more front lighting. So you have all this backlighting and no front lighting. Like the actors were literally lit up by the acting coming in, by the light coming in from behind them, and it when you're shooting it, it causes all of these jarring effects, especially when you have the train car moving past all these lights.
Yeah,
there wasn't enough front lighting to offset how jarring the backlighting coming in was.
Yeah,
and it's weird to me because, like, I don't know who did the set production, and I don't know who did the set production, set design, but for them to fuck that up, because that's like base level, that's like 101. Like, you have to have some front lighting.
When you learn about how to do lighting and cinematography, I imagine that's probably one of the things they tell you.
Yeah. Like you need a dark scene, and if you're cutting a figure, you don't want to see the figure's face. You want them to step into the light, and like you have to manipulate your lighting to get your picture across.
Mm-hmm.
And because if not, you end up with what happened in this movie with that particular thing.
Yeah.
And then the smash cuts are also like they weren't giving each mini cut in each piece individually enough time for you to adjust to the visuals on the screen.
Yeah.
So then it would just like smash directly to the next one, and you're like, what the fuck? Like you're still intaking the image.
Yeah.
Like there just wasn't, and it's just jarring.
And it would smash into a quick pan and then smash into another shot from at like a Dutch angle or something.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what the fuck is going on? You know what?
Dutch
Yeah.
I felt like I was in the middle of getting Dutch ruddered. Like
by like in like a fucking chain of 16 really strong and excited people.
Yeah.
Just Dutch ruddering the fuck out of each other. Just
But
like,
aside from so like for me, aside from those particular things right there, and it's only really bad the first like half of the movie, which granted, you got to get through the first half of the movie. It gets better, but it
changes.
It changes. But I don't want to focus on this too much because I like everything else about this movie. So like there's just a lot of good acting there. Like the story, like you said, it's not necessarily original, but it plays out really well. Like it's just like a movie that you can put on and like enjoy in the background, and like, and even if you want to sit there and like dive deep down into it, like you can. There's a lot here. There's a lot in this movie to talk about.
Yeah, I wish they had done more with all of the little things that could have been addressed in the movie. Like Nathan was talking about, like the PTSD, like the people being controlled and having a problem with it. I liked all the stuff with Leguizamo in it because he was the most
holy shit, dude,
introspective character in the whole movie, and
I was super sad.
And then he just like dies. Fucking,
but not like without reason. Like it puts forth the story more. It explains like the things that we were discussing. Like the death row inmates were the ones that had to do the 30 fights.
Yeah,
but like if you were just a normal prisoner,
right, and
you played the part in the video game and survived,
you got one time.
Yeah,
you could get out with one try, but. And I was it wasn't terrible. His death wasn't terrible. He didn't get shit on as much as Ludacris did.
No.
In like literally a frame of him making a weird face because someone is telling the story of how the humans died. Like, what the fuck? Are you serious? You couldn't even just show it?
Yeah. Well, so when you look at the running time for this movie was a cash grab. It's like at the height of Michael C. Hall being Dexter, it's at the height of Gerard Butler
being
his career
star.
being a big action star.
Because let's talk about that. Every actor hits like that sweet spot
where they bring
like,
in the money.
Bam, 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 bam. Like in what Gerard Butler had like that, and then the movie where he like went to prison and then got out of prison and killed some dudes.
That's the same movie.
That's half of his
Oh,
movies.
shit. This is the same movie. Okay, so 2 movies, but set in 2 different time periods. But Law-Abiding Citizen.
Yeah.
And then like Gamer.
Really
and then he did like 3 other movies relatively close.
Okay, here's his
what was that other one? The one where he was like working for the president.
Let's do 2008 through 2010. Because that would be...
Or Olympus Has Fallen or whatever.
Yeah, but there was 2 movies out of that deal,
Nim's Island... 2008, Nim's Island and Rock'n'Rolla. And then 2009...
That's probably what spiked it right there was Rock'n'Rolla.
He was the voice of the sea captain in Tales of the Black Freighter. The Ugly Truth, Gamer, back-to-back with Law-Abiding Citizen. The Bounty Hunter... Oh, and then 2010, The Bounty Hunter, How to Train Your Dragon, like 3 times. And that was it.
He did other things, though. But it was just like Clive Owen. When Clive Owen hit...
Yeah,
he did like 5 like movies.
What year was
Olympus?
P.S. I Love You?
Oh, it was the year before. Movie. It was 2007.
Okay,
I think.
But Olympus Has Fallen, and then
that was 2013.
Okay,
Machine Gun Preacher was 2011.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, that movie's so fucking good.
Yeah. I like him as an actor. I want to say that too.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
Michael
Love
C.
Gerard.
Hall as an actor too.
I love both.
But like
those
Michael
guys.
C. Hall's not really done a whole lot.
He's
Like,
not done enough.
He's either done artsy stuff or he's very particular about what he takes.
Yeah, he should have been Batman.
Fucked up in this one.
Are you shitting me? He was such a good like
No,
that
he
whole
was
like
fine.
that
He
whole
was
like Cole
fine.
Porter like song and dance he does. That fucking was
That fucked
great.
with me too. I liked it, but I was just
so
like,
good.
"What the fuck is
And
happening?"
The
in this
song was
movie?
perfect. Like I was like, all right, I like this. I wish they would have been like all fucked up soldiers. You know what I mean? Like when you see that one guy walking out and he's like missing half his fucking head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like I wish they'd all been fucked up like that.
So before they announced Batfleck, I wanted Michael C. Hall to play Batman so fucking bad, and apparently he did in 2015,
yeah.
as Shane is showing me.
Justice League: Gods and Monsters. He was the voice of Batman and Kirk Langstrom.
Yeah. But I wanted Michael C. Hall. I was like, give me Michael C. Hall against
I
Henry
don't think
Cavill.
he'd look good in dark hair, dude.
Dude, I think he'd look fine.
What about Gerard Butler playing Batman? No, that wouldn't work at all.
Yeah, no.
He's too surly.
Yeah.
God,
he really
You know what?
hasn't done
Gerard
much.
Butler and
Need an Irish
Russell
superhero.
Crowe need to do a movie together. Like, because have you seen Gerard Butler when he's
Two
like put on some
brothers.
weight? And then you got Russell Crowe, who that one movie we watched where he was like fucking tons of fun.
Yeah, fuck, what was that called?
The one where he's like crazy.
Yeah, he like some chick cuts him off in traffic.
It's like
and
Road
then he-
Rage or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck,
That
I don't know
movie
what
was
that's
fucking
called.
amazing, by the
That
way.
movie was really
I didn't watch
Those
it.
two
but-
guys need to do a movie together where they're two brothers, and then
two brothers.
two brothers, and then their younger brother is played by Ryan Gosling because it doesn't match, and that's what makes it funny.
Yeah. No, I mean it shouldn't be funny. It should be a Coen Brothers movie is what it should be.
Oh God.
So funny, but they're trying to take
Funny.
it serious.
But it's dark as shit.
Yeah, I love it. This
That'd
is the
be cool.
podcast where we make realities in our own minds,
Can
so
we
they're made up.
get Jeffrey Dean Morgan as their dad?
No,
In this world, we can.
Cool.
Why not?
I don't like it.
He makes a great dad.
I mean, wouldn't Russell Crowe need to be the father of Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
Nah.
probably.
And
Russell Crowe's the older
Gerard
brother
Butler.
that let himself go and looks
Looks
older
worse
than
than
the
his
dad.
I guess that's possible.
and the whole time, like, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's like, I'm sorry, I really started having you guys at 14. I didn't know what life was
I had
gonna
you
be
at
like.
-3, Russell, and I apologize. Like that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah. But anyway, let's talk about Society.
Ugh,
Second Life?
Yeah.
that was fucking. Jesus.
I liked what you said because I very much agree with what you said while we were watching it. You said that you thought that the Society part was much darker,
Yes.
much more fucked up than the
Morally
primary.
repugnant, I believe, is what I said.
Yeah.
Basically, selling your body to be used as an avatar any way someone wishes that pays money.
Yeah.
And
What?
any way someone wishes is usually like drugs, alcohol, violence, and like sex. So you're literally like doing stuff against your own will. Like I don't have a problem with like the sex industry. So this is a weird way, like prostitution is different
Right.
because you're there.
Sex work is different.
Yeah.
Prostitution feels more like there's a pimp in charge.
Well, I mean, that's just what selling sex is called, is
Yeah.
prostitution. If
How-
you're not being forced to do it, it's totally different. In this situation, you're signing up for something where you don't know what you're signing up for, right? Because you
Yeah.
could just like go and like die because somebody's like, I'm gonna go in there and drink like 16 bottles of liquor.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the first things that you saw, other than like tits and ass, which that's one thing I'll say for this movie. There's quite a bit of tits in it.
There is.
But like, you know, there's accidents that you saw in it where people got hurt. They never really showed anybody dying, which I was kind of surprised by that.
Before Terry Crews shows up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, all kinds of people died once they started like a shootout in the area of the game. But
so how much did it bother you that when they took like the typical look of a gamer that has nothing to do in his life? Because I didn't like this at all.
Oh, the fat guy?
These are like fat guy who's in like a fucking hover round eating waffles with his trough of fucking syrup.
I mean, that made me want to fucking yak, dude.
Yeah, it also made me never want to play video games again. Thanks for that.
Well, it's not the... He's like the gross, like...
Yeah, they're still stereotyping, like, in that, to an extent.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I get that.
It was
but also,
unnerving as fuck.
What kind of person would play that type of game?
Do you want names?
I don't know how much Barry wants to edit, so we can leave names out.
I also thought it was interesting that the extremely obese, like shirtless dude eating Belgian waffles and syrup out of a trough on a hover round was exclusively playing a female character that exclusively wanted to get fucked by dudes.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is going on?
It just makes
His
me...
titties were bigger than her titties.
It just makes me wonder how many dudes I actually cybered with on Yahoo Chat instead of women.
You don't want to know that number, pal.
All of them.
There wasn't one fucking girl you talked to, bud.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The society game is fucked. But it did very much remind me of Second Life. And I mean, I've read a lot about the kind of people that play Second Life, and I just
I think Second Life is fucked up, and that's still just a video game.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's fucked up in a totally different way than this is.
Yeah, it's like
it's like kind of sad.
Second Life premiered or came out in 2003. This movie came out in 2009, so like I think what they were getting at, because like Second Life was super fucking popular there for a long time, and I never got it because I was like, you have to grind in your real life, and like, why would you want to do it in a video game? That's the same thing. Like, how is that escapism? But so you know, I don't get it personally, but I think that was actually one of the things that influenced the idea of the game society.
Yes.
And how they got there and kind of what they were perpetuating as far as like, hey, this could be a course that we're on. And like, I don't think that this movie is wrong necessarily. Like, it's too early to tell, but a lot going on in our country that could lead us down a path of
Jesus.
Just like the regular populace calling for people's head on a plate in the middle of fucking town square, and
in the capital, maybe.
Well, yeah. So like, you know, so when you get like these sadistic people, that's why you have to be careful, like as a person, like what you want and what you're calling for, because like if you stoop to that level, then like, you know, that's my personal issue with like the death penalty is, you know, like, should it be a thing or should we let them rot until they die? Because I don't know that we should, as people, as a society, be for killing another human being. Like, regardless of what they've done, like it's still fucked. So like this movie actually bothers me on a certain level because like I don't know that I would want to see society fall down this hole of like, oh, they're fucking ex-con or they're cons. They're serving life sentences. Let's have them kill each other. Like, even if they weren't like controlled by fucking teenagers with millions of dollars, like it's still fucked up.
Personally,
especially for entertainment.
personally, the problem I have with the death penalty is reasonable doubt. The fact that people get railroaded in court all the time.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only time I really think it's cool. Not cool. I guess that's a bad way to put it. Kosher.
Mm-hmm.
For people to die is in your own imminent self-defense.
Yeah.
Or, you know, if they like, you see them do something to your kid or some shit like that, you know, that kind of stuff. Like,
or like,
you know, defense or protection of your family.
Yeah.
Or yourself or your friends, whatever, that kind of thing. But like, you know, the death penalty, like, you know, there's guys that have gotten off in the last so many years because of DNA evidence or new fingerprint evidence or whatever, right?
Yeah.
How do we know in 20 years the same thing is going to happen with like brain scans? What did we talk about
the
last night?
3D imaging.
The imaging or digital imaging based on brain waves. It was actually because of this movie, because that's how they watched Cable kill Scotch.
Yeah.
Because they basically like knocked him out and rummaged through his memories. Because it's something that he couldn't remember or talk about or something. But you know, if in 20 or 30 years, or fuck, it could be 5 years tomorrow, they'll have better than this in Best Buy in 18 months. That's the best line in the movie. I fucked it up because I should have said that at the end. But
you want to edit it out?
No, I'll find something else. I'll probably just say something from a better movie. But like in this movie, they basically proved his innocence to them anyway, and figured out what they needed to know by looking at his memories. And that's something that we could possibly do in the near future, you know? And that's something like you could be like, okay, you're a witness. We're not going to believe your testimony. We're going to watch your memories.
Yeah.
If you could somehow reactivate the memory centers of a dead brain, you could take murder victims and watch their memory of their murder.
Yeah. That's fucked.
And that could possibly stop people who were going to get convicted because of DNA or fingerprint evidence, or somebody with a vendetta that came forward as an eyewitness could get them off.
I also have to question though, like, I mean, honestly, how hard, like, it's easy to misremember something.
It is.
Like, how hard, like, how accurate would it be? So I think that's interesting, but
I mean, that depends. That's a thing, like, and that might be why they were having problems with the imaging in the because when if you guys what was it called, deep something,
Deep Mind.
If you guys remember, like a year or two ago, there was a trend going around taking pictures and feeding them into this thing called Deep Mind on Google, and it made them look all fucking trippy and stuff. Well, the images that they're getting from scanning people's brainwaves kind of look like it's been run through DeepMind. So like there was the video that I watched was basically like TV shows, right? They took scenes from TV shows and they were showing them to people, and at the same time they were scanning their brain so that they were basically trying to see what they were seeing, and then they matched it up. And you could see the silhouettes of the characters and stuff and the way they were moving, but it was all kind of like hazy, like looking through a dream.
Yeah.
You know, and had weird swirls and shit in it. But I think that's kind of what it looked like. So I don't know if that's like just because they haven't perfected it, or because your brain does weird shit when you look at things. Because I mean, we still don't know exactly how everything works in the human mind. But yeah, I mean, if we have something better than that in Best Buy in 18 months, that'd be fucking dope. I said it again because
I don't think it would be good for Russell.
No, probably not. I mean, it wouldn't be good for anybody, probably, because I mean,
yeah, I'd put it on while I was sleeping.
Just record it.
Yeah.
And you're like, how is there 73 like months of material here? I was only asleep for 6 days. Why was I asleep for 6 days? What the fuck happened?
Several questions have come up on that one. How the fuck do you sleep for 6 days?
I don't know. You met the man with the hat.
You fall asleep for 2 hours.
It's an old man. It's not a man with a hat. It's an old man.
This is a different man.
Oh.
You fall asleep for 2 hours. And then you have a dream where you fall asleep for 6 days. And in that 6 days, you live about 37 years. And then eventually you wake up and you're like, why was Christopher Nolan here? But
we're so far off track.
Yeah. Inception, great movie. You should watch it if you haven't seen it. So anyway, yeah, I don't know, man. There's just, other than what we talked about with the cuts and stuff, there's not a whole lot I don't like about this movie. If you're epileptic, don't watch it. For sure. Like, just don't. Like, don't watch highlights. Don't look it up on YouTube, because you literally just cannot watch it. And it also does not have an epilepsy warning, which I thought was interesting, because it most definitely should have an epilepsy warning.
That's funny. Are we going to rate this bitch?
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right. I'm going to give it a 5. I absolutely loathe the first 2/3 of this movie, and the okayness of everything else in the movie couldn't save it from this terrible rating. Russell?
What did you give it?
A 5.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it wasn't like not a movie. So I can't give it like a 1 or a 0 or something.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a 6.5. The only thing I really don't like is the way the movie was edited. Other than that, like, I think it makes for a good watch. It's got a lot of like thought-provoking elements to it, which is what I really like in movies. Or I was just in a thought-provoked mood after waking up from...
there was a lot in it. There was a lot in it. I just don't know if they knew that there was a lot in it.
I feel like the problem, the primary issue that I feel like with this movie is that they had to cut it down to an hour and a half, because it's very much just like a fucking regular old action movie on top of things that are thought-provoking. I thought the acting was pretty great. I do have a little bit of issue with the way the movie's paced and the way the story kind of goes together. I feel like once again, I'm talking about the same thing. Like, the movie needed to be longer if you were going to get everything in that you tried to cram into it in an hour and a half. But primarily, what takes points away from me on the movie is the way it's edited and put together, and the lack of thought in the set design and post production. But my favorite scene is the end, or near the end, where Gerard Butler is still being controlled by Michael C. Hall.
Yeah.
And he basically uses suggestive manipulation to get Michael C. Hall to not control him. So I don't want to say what he said, because I didn't know if that was the quote that you were going to use.
Maybe.
But yeah, those are my thoughts on Gamer.
Nathan, what do you got for me?
The premise of this movie was pretty fucking awesome. The actors in it were good performances. Like we talked about Michael C. Hall, we talked about Gerard Butler. Great fucking actors. Like, I like most of the stuff they're in. The idea of the movie, it's not even unrealistic. It's completely realistic with the way society moves sometimes. Even in today's day and age, like, I could see this being a thing. Not exactly the same thing, but to an extent, a thing. The way it was shot was jarring, but it's just like how certain things are shot to keep you on edge. Again, I don't really judge movies based on that. And I don't know, like they could have done a little bit more with the story, like furthering it. Like it shouldn't have been cut down as much as it was, because I feel like there was still more story to tell. And yeah, there was a lot of story there still that was unexplained. You get that feeling from the movie with the daughter, like
because the daughter was acting weird.
Yeah, she was acting weird at the end, so it makes you wonder like how much of her brain is the nanite technology, you know.
Yeah.
Like they could have done more with that. Yeah, like I'm not going to say it was a failure. I'm going to say it was a good attempt by what I would think was a rookie director. But the director was not a rookie.
Nope.
The director just needed some money to buy something, obviously. Like, I don't know. As far as a rating goes, I don't do that. No, I'm going to give it a real rating. I would give this a 7.
Okay.
I feel like a 7 is solid for me. You know, like I was entertained. I was in the movie. Like I've had a lot of those lately that I was not.
I will agree with that. I'll up it to a 6 because it was entertaining and I did want to like finish it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a
like
fuck this,
Dark City
I'm
damn near
done.
killed me, and like Johnny Mnemonic was just hard to sit through. And those are just some of the recent ones. Like I obviously didn't get to do Demolition Man or Total Recall, which I will tell you, I'll sit through those movies as well. Like those are entertaining all the way through.
Oh yeah, those are good movies.
So
you were on Running Man though.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, I like Running Man because Arnold's on it, so
yeah,
that's a given. So
I liked that you did the Arnold impression 372 times in the Running Man podcast.
Yeah, it was almost like I didn't stop talking like Arnold the whole time.
Is that a factual number? Like,
Google it.
Okay, so you got your rating in. And
I believe it was 375.
Oh, okay.
By the way, so
that'll
be fun.
So the meta score for this is really low. It's a 27.
They're unappreciative.
There's only 3 scores. I mean, they aren't even high, but they're yellow. The 42, 40, 40. But I want to read the last 2. Chicago Reader says the directors Mark Neveldine and Brian Taylor were responsible for the delirious Crank and Crank 2, but left the magic behind when they threw together this tedious mashup of Tron, Rollerball, and The Matrix. That's a
Rollerball.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about there.
No.
But
Tron and Rollerball?
I thought
maybe not even Matrixy. No,
No.
this is different.
Yeah.
This is Running Man.
Yeah, no,
It's
it is
totally
Running
Running
Man.
Man. Well-
It's a modern day Running Man that missed the mark.
Running Man and Rollerball. I feel like Rollerball fits.
Yeah. Anyway, but
I just forgot that movie existed.
Yeah.
That's why I responded that way.
the reason I brought it up is because they are the directors of Crank and Crank 2.
Yeah, and
So it's Crank on Crank with LSD.
Yeah, it is. I was looking at what the director did because you said it wasn't his first, and he also did Ghost Rider: The Spirit of Engines, which is arguably, I think, the better of the 2 Ghost Rider movies.
Yeah. So
And then he also did the Vatican tapes. So I'm not really sure how he fucked this, or they fucked this movie up. I don't know. Do they work as a tandem all the time? Are they too busy? Were they too busy Dutch ruddering while trying to direct the cameras?
I guess
They were Dutch directing.
so. This one is actually credited to a person, Jeanette Katsoulis, at the New York Times. It's just one sentence: a futuristic vomitorium of bosoms and bullets.
Yeah.
That's the best review I've ever heard. And I'm
Yeah.
upset that our reviews.
I mean,
that
I would
good.
actually watch that. Like, and
Yeah.
You did.
I did.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's like Shoot 'em Up. You
But
know?
not good.
Like Shoot 'em Up, but like Shoot 'em Up needed more like actual boobies in it, not just cleavage. Like it needed It needed boobies.
Did you forget the milking scene?
It needed more.
I need more milking scenes.
Fuck
What?
it. Yeah.
Fuck.
We've discovered Nathan's kink.
You don't know what you're into until you're in too deep, I guess.
I've got nipples, Nathan. Do you want to milk me?
I'll try.
Don't do that.
Don't offer.
I had a hair stuck on my nipple the other day.
Terrible.
Oh,
Did you
dude.
pull it
This is a
out?
funny story.
That was so weird. Go ahead and tell it.
Wait, you were there?
So
Yeah.
for like 2 days, my shirt would move weird and my nipple would hurt.
Oh, yeah.
And I just thought my nipple was chafed. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? So then I pulled my shirt up. Eventually, after a couple of days, I don't know why it took me so long.
There's a lot of shirt, obviously.
Yeah, I pulled my shirt up, and there was a hair growing out of the middle of my nipple.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and I was like, well, this might hurt. I didn't even think that could happen. And I grabbed a hold of it,
Uh-huh.
and I braced myself,
Yeah.
and it just slid right out.
Oh, okay.
So somehow or another, and then I realized it was one of my chin hairs. It had gotten into my nipple hole, which I didn't know that I had.
Men have nipple holes?
Yeah, I guess. I thought they were sealed off. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or
No, they're not. You just have a hole.
Do men just have one hole, or is it a bunch of holes?
I mean, it's a bunch of holes. It's the same nipple.
No. I'm like,
You just don't have milk ducts.
well, but like girl nipples have like several holes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Imagine it's the same. I don't know. I don't know the anatomy of nipples.
All right, well, thanks for joining us.
We didn't say anything about the end of the
next
show. Whatever, fuck it.
week.
Yeah, be sure to tip your waitress.
Yeah, tip your waitress and or waiter. And join us next week when we do Ready Player One. I think it. You fucking do it.
Look at this knife. Imagine me sticking it in your gut. Think about it. Make it real.
Oops. Is that good?
No, it was great. It was terrible. It was all terrible. The oops was the best part.
I thought I did good.
Notice how I only had one line, but it was the best part.
Yeah, good job,
I mean,
Nathan.
it's hard to fuck up one line, though.
I only had one line.
One word.
Oh, one word.
Don't belittle my performance.
This has been a production of the Drafty Quarters Podcast Network.